Okay. The truth about product manager salaries is that, my man here, Mo's asking me, I feel like companies are just broke. It's like, nah, companies overpay people all the time. It's just that there's a lot of bad talent out there where companies feel like, well, you know, Rich, if they're really good, then we'll pay them that. Like the people that I've noticed that's gotten the best salaries, people that's gotten the best salaries have traditionally almost always followed this framework. What hurts the most gets people to pay the most and also pay the fastest. So asking them the basic level questions of what, like what's the perfect working scenario for you, right? Like when they're buying you, you got to think about like if you're talking about getting from point A to point B in terms of a car, a Prius gets the job done. I mean, taking a train gets the job done. Like, why are they paying this premium to get a Ferrari? Because when you're buying a Ferrari, you're not buying a car, you're buying status, right? And the way that product managers need to think about their time and they need to think about their value is okay, what do you offer as a product manager? Burgers go for 99 cents upwards to $99, right? Product manager career coaches go for free all the way up to 7,000. So it comes down to like, are you actually packaging up a good offer? So if you want to have a better salary, what do you offer as a product manager? Now, most product managers go into the interview basically saying like, well, what do you need now? Do it. Well, that's amateur. They're not going to know. When I decided to go ahead and package up my offer here, I made a list of every single thing that people were asking us for, and we decided to create value offerings based upon what people really, really want. So what people wanted was to expedite their job hunting timeline, right? So they didn't want like traditional I'm already applying on LinkedIn Indeed. What's the difference between that shit and like what you guys offer? Like, oh, you have a roadmap class? You can learn that shit right now for free on YouTube. You know, what we're offer at this price point is superior to what the market's offering because what people wanted when we did our marketing, when we did our marketing pitch and we did our marketing meeting, we had 45 minutes to come up with the strategy in a WeWork conference room, and it was like, what we sell at Product Gym is choice. We're not selling you a job. We're selling you the choice to choose the job you want. Most people have never been in a multiple offer situation ever in their life. Sadly, a lot of people will never be in a multiple offer situation ever in their life. Most people just keep job hunting until they get a job, and whether they love it or they hate it or they don't care for it, they'll just take it because by that point they're just so checked out. So, like, me being a fan of these old Don Draper clips from Mad Men is like, it's about choice. Here at Product Gym, you choose where you want to go. And that's when people are like, I get to choose where you make I make the decision. I drive the car, right? Because people want choice. So like if you're talking about like why do I want to hire, why do I want to hire a product manager for like there's already people if I'm putting it out there like for real there's already product managers in India that's willing to work New York hours. That's American educated. That's American educated. Okay. Didn't get their visa. And they would gladly go out there and make the US rate living overseas, right? So what makes the difference between them? What makes the difference between like a $200,000 versus a $500,000 product manager? Uh, there's product managers out here in New York and Korea right now that's working in New York and San Francisco hours right now too. So the difference is like it goes back to what head and directors of product really want to buy is somebody that is going to do all of their work for them and they can go skiing and snowboarding without ever having to worry about what's going on. If you can effectively do that, I mean, they will put whatever number that you want on the table. But you also have to understand that when you're looking at it, like companies don't want to pay. What are you talking about? Oh, companies have no money. Have you checked Palantir today? Shit. We got three senators that just bought Palantir. That thing's on freaking Instagram. My Palantir is looking lit. Let's go. So like people are always spending money on something. I mean, Sean, you live in New York, you know, like Cote Korean barbecue is the perfect example, right? It's the perfect example. Like, shit, why would you want to do another Korean barbecue buffet? That's the fastest way to go and work yourself to the ground. Nobody's coming to eat. You want to go ahead and shoot yourself in the face? You got a line out the door? You want to shoot yourself in the face? Coat? I'll be real. It's basic ass barbecue. You buying the vibe. You know, you are buying the vibe. So you know, when my mentor said, he's like, Rich, why do you think they pay us 30% to sell them a piece of paper called a resume that's already in their inbox? What we do here, Rich, is we sell dreams. We sell the fantasy of the American technology executive's dream to do absolutely nothing, take all the credit, and look like a rock star. That's it. That's it. That's it. So like I give you a very, very clear story about this. So there's a company way back, way back. And I don't know if they're still around anymore because they built websites for restaurants, and that's a very bad business model. It's called Bento Box in New York. And we had a senior product manager that followed our and a junior product manager. Senior product manager went in for the interview, and he already didn't want to do the interview, and it said 85 to 95K. 85 to 95K. And they're like, yo, Rich, this is less than what I'm making right now. This is less than this is less than what I'm making right now, man. And I was like, well, you need to practice because if I put you on a $200,000 interview, you just get yourself massacred. And he was just like, yeah, but I mean, isn't that your job? And I was like, yeah, it is my job. That's why you got to do more interviews. You're not going to get better at interviewing at looking at my face. What? I was like, you want to prove it? Let's get a YouTube crew in here. Let's go up in the cabins, upstate New York, somewhere in Catskills. You look at me nonstop for 7 days, see how you do out there versus another guy that just did 20 interviews that week. You want to take that bet? He's like, you're right. Okay. And then we had another guy, very open mindset. Rich, I'll go ahead and go. He ended up getting like the 135K offer. And then the other person was like, well, they told me it's like 95. I was like, of course. They're not going to tell you their real budget. Get the hell out of here. They're not going to tell you their real budget. So in terms of salary is like the book that I read almost every single day, like it's my personal Bible, is Alex Hermosi's $100 million offers. Make offers so good, people feel stupid to say no to you. And you have to think of yourself as an offer. What I offer here is what does a product manager offer? AI? There's already a bunch of people walking around with Pendle certifications thinking that's like the Captain America shield. Whoa, that's hot. You know what? Road mapping? What? Wireframing? What? Product strategy? Oh, I'm a rock star at customer discovery. No, you are selling somebody the selfish, like, yo, Sean, imagine this right now. You and your wife are in Korea for the third week straight, and the CTO just gave you a shout out on Slack, and you've been doing no work for the past 21 days. And you don't even worry about it because I'm on the job. That's like, yeah, Sean's like, yo, that'd be amazing. Versus somebody else is like, Yeah, Sean. So I'm really looking for a mentor. No, that's the last thing I'm trying to do. That sounds like work. I ain't trying to be anybody's mentor. I'm trying to make money doing no work. Mentor? I need a mentor. Jesus Christ. Mentor. What do you think we're operating here? So that mindset, first and foremost, is this, right? There's always somebody. I'll teach you guys how to get rich. There's always somebody. There's always somebody that's making more money than you. And honestly speaking, it's because like they're thinking about the problem differently. Nobody charges $7,000 in this racket for this. In fact, actually, like when we got into the business, they were charging 3,500. They were charging 3,500. And then we upped it to 4 grand. And the market was like, let's watch those guys crash and burn. And then we upped it to 4,500. And then we upped it to five. And then we upped it to seven. And every single time these guys were just like, no, 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 no. We got to do, this is what I told my team. We got to do what Coach doing right now, dude. We got to keep racking that thing up because the more they're jacking up their price, the more they're jacking up their price. You want to know what happens? The more they're jacking up their price, the more people want it because people find it valuable. But before you get there, you actually have to learn how to sell yourself. You can't just freaking be like, I know what I'm worth. I mean, you can have fantasies, but you have to back it up at some point. So like if you want to clear like the 200, 250, $300,000 offer, you have to go into that freaking interview. You have to go into that freaking call. You have to go into that freaking call and actually think about like, okay, what does this person want? Start with what it is that they don't want. They don't have that number because they think like, there's a lot of disappointing talent out there. A lot of disappointing talent. I gave a talk at NYU at like NYU, it's either NYU or Columbia, and they're like, why don't more companies have product manager internships? Because product manager interns offer zero value. Because the overwhelming data suggests that most of you don't want to be a product manager intern. You guys go into it like 40 days later and they're like, you know what? I realized I don't want to be a product manager. Why am I spending my time to help you discover yourself? This ain't no Red Cross. This is a business. I got shit to ship. You ever thought about it from their perspective? Oh man. What was I thinking? Asking an American to think about somebody else? I have a better chance freaking training for the Tokyo Marathon with Kim Jong-un this Saturday, man. You guys don't think about other people. But if you guys want to get that big juicy offer, and this is actually what I noticed when I was a recruiter. When I was a recruiter in California, the number one thing that separates somebody that's making a lot of money in product management versus no money in product management is their ability to understand human nature. That was actually the second book that we slept next to. It's called The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. And what it really comes down to, people are all just selfish, greedy, lazy. I'll just sum it up for you guys to save a tree. Don't even waste your time now. People are just selfish, lazy, and greedy. That's it. Fearful, risk adverse. It's like the worst of human nature, right? If you get on the call, what I notice at the end of the day, how do you want your person, how do you want the people that interviewing you to feel about your interview like? This girl Julia is the best damn product manager I've talked to all year long. Sean is that guy. I need you to get that DocuSign ready right now. Cancel out all the other interviews. You want them so lit up like fireworks on 4th of July, telling their HR person, stop everything you're doing right now. I need to get this person on my team because that that dude right there in New Jersey is what's stopping me from skiing and snowboarding until April. That's that's what they want. That's really what they want. When we're making a YouTube video out there, we don't think about analytics. We think about this. We're thinking about how do we want people to feel when they're watching a Product Gym or Elevate YouTube video where they, oh shit, I need to call these guys up right now. You know, why do you think I flex so much right now in Korea? We're getting a wave of Asian people calling us like, Fred, all right, I'm gonna be real with you. I've been wanting to go home. It's every Asian person's dream to print US dollars back in the motherland, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. You don't want to go out there and take the New York City subway? What are you trying to do? Fist pound more rats? Pay overpriced what? Shake Shack? Right? You want them, how do you want them to feel? This is actually something that we worked on in the mastermind group that I'm in for these coaches and ramping up everybody's bank account this year. They're like, stop thinking about where do you want the business to go? This is actually what's changed my mindset about Product Gym and Elevate. Stop thinking about why do you think we're playing an open book right now, and it's actually been working out so well for us. Putting everybody's face out there. You know, you guys think you guys are taking a risk. My competition's watching me right now. That they're like, that's going to force you guys to innovate. Because if your competition knows exactly what you guys are doing, that means you guys have to step your game up even that much more. And they're like, and you guys are going to watch your bank accounts blow up. And that's what you guys want. And I was like, that is what I want. Okay. And they're like, put it out there. Okay. Put it out there. The good, the bad. You're trying to find true love in Korea 2025. They're like, rich people are going to love that shit. They'll love that shit. He's like, Singles Inferno already did off the charts. Korean content. Sean, you saw my team out here in the motherland. Dude, these guys are ready to freaking go to war right now. You see me posting at 2, 3, 4 a.m. We're pumped up, dude. They're like, you print US dollars in the motherland right now. They're like, stop thinking about rich, how much you want the business to make. Start thinking about how do you want to feel about the business. And I was like, huh, now that's a completely different dynamic. How do you want to feel about the business every single day? And they're like, most coaches right now, most of the coaches, they do one coaching call a week, ramp that shit up to 16, right? So you guys are making videos, people aren't watching that. How do you want the product managers? You want a number 200, 200, 250, 300. There's people making that right now. There's people that's been making that the last 2.5 years. There's been people that have not been getting laid off. If anything, they've watched their bank account go up. You know, those are the product managers we want to go out there and follow, right? You want to know what they're doing? They're putting out their own brand. They're putting out their own YouTube. All the stuff that you guys vehemently say, like, let's take a look at it, that you guys don't want to do, everybody's doing the opposite of it. You know, you want to know like all the tech influencers, like a day in the life of a software engineer. And then like you see them do videos for about a year and a half, and they're like, I quit. That it had nothing to do with the job. They're just making so much more money on YouTube and TikTok that they're just like, yo, it's actually costing me money to go to the office right now. And you guys want me to come to the office and get out. You know? So how do you want them to feel? Let's talk about let me give you guys something more practical. Let me give you guys something more practical because I want you guys to make big checks like Dennis. So you guys come back to give us a big, big, big testimonial. There are 5 things that piss people off. Number one thing is, let's talk about this. It's in the Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers book, Dream Outcome. The people that you're selling to, what is their dream outcome? To do no work. Why? Because they're jaded. Let's face it, a lot of you guys don't want to be a product manager either. You guys think I want to be here? No, I'm trying to be on Netflix. You know, you guys think I wake up in the morning and I'm like, road mapping is hot. Resumes get me so heated up. Get the fuck out of here. No. You want to know why all these other heads and directors of product reach out to me for product managers? They don't give a shit about the community because they always try to get a call with me. They're like, yo, Rich, so how's the market doing? They don't know if they're going to survive this shit. Same thing. Number one is their dream. They want to do no work. Why do they want to do no work? Because they're not going to make any more money. They're already at the salary ceiling. That's it. They're capped out. They can't go backwards. Time doesn't go back, right? They're already making like $300,000-$400,000 a year, if that, maybe even more. Maybe they have some stock, but they're not trying to work all day, all night, all weekend. I'm not either. When I first started this business, I was 7 days ready to go. I can sleep 4 hours a day and just run on pure adrenaline. They're past that. Your stakeholder right now is average age is like late 30s, early 40s. What do they want? They want to do nothing. I already saw combat 20s, early 30s, mid 30s. And you know what? They've seen the circus, they rode the rides, they've seen the show. They are so jaded. They are as jaded as like somebody going on another date with another finance bro. They're 18 months into New York. That's how they feel about it. So what do they get turned on by now? Is free time. That's it. That's what all these other product managers never understood. That's what they never understood is like, you really think they care about this job? They quit it if they won the lottery tomorrow. You really think they're bought into the Peloton vision? Oh, this idea of Pinterest? I'm ready to die to make sure the P stays red? Get out. They don't care. They don't care to be on that job any more than you guys care to be here. It is a fact. They do it for the dollars. I do it for the dollars too. Come on, being a recruiter. People are like, why don't you be a product manager? Why the hell would I want to do that? They don't want to be a product manager anymore. That's what you guys need to understand. Your job as a product manager is to help the head or director of product not be the head or director of product anymore. They don't want that job. Okay? So what pisses them off every single day? Every single day, the same shit. Every single day is pretty much it's the fact it's the same shit. Two software engineers getting into a fight again. You think they're walking around saying, I'm so grateful to have no. They feel like they have the worst job in the world. They feel like their job's worse than the guy working the construction site. That's why I got to open up my window sometimes and be like, yo, thank God I'm not freaking pounding hammers out there, dude. Freaking it's snowing, right? It's snowing right now. You know how many times when I was recording YouTube shorts today, I saw somebody slip? But do you think I'm like, oh man, dude, it's great. I'm living like in Asia. Like, no. I'm like, how the hell do I make more money? This is wasting my time. I need to make more money. Okay. So find out what pisses them off. What do they not want to do anymore? And you ask them, what is it that you not want to do anymore? Find out who's pissing them off. Who's taking the most energy away from you? And the most important thing is you take that level of frustration that you have with this job hunt and maybe your annoyance with me, and that's how they feel. Your job, like when you came on here today and you're like, oh, companies have no money, they're just thinking, just gotta talk to another freaking product manager. We're just gonna pay this person for me to train this person just for me to do that person's job when I really should have just given myself a pay bump. That's how they feel. You come into the interview with that energy, I promise you're gonna get that freaking energy back, right? So what do you do? What do? You ask them that. Just pretend to care, right? That's all you guys got to do. When we get on this call, a lot of the people that get on a call with us right now, they're unemployed. You know, Same shit. So that's just the magic of like, I don't know how many more ways that I can go out there and say it, but like, I guess when it clicks for people, it clicks because sometimes I got to hear it. And here's the other thing too 7-11-4. It takes somebody 7 hours across the 11 platforms, and they got to hear no, they got to hear something. They got to hear something for 7 hours, 11 times over, across 4 different platforms, for them to like really click in their head, like, ah, now it makes sense. So you got to also ask them like where they're at in their journey, you know. So I've given you guys a lot of information, but if you guys want to go out there and print cash, okay, how do you go out there and print cash? Easy. I'll give you guys, it is so easy. It's very simple. I don't know if it's easy, actually. It's very simple. Do everything they don't want to do, meet with everybody they don't want to meet with, and they will go ahead and they will reward you with the job. delivering results in a marketplace where the results are constantly changing is futile. It's like, okay, if you want me to get Sean here to bench press 225 pounds, 5 reps, 3 sets, if that is the expectation, I will get the guy there. But you can't come back to me 2 days later and say, like, no, we're doing deadlifts. I loved how my camera just auto-tuned it, like just right there when I said we do deadlifts. But like, yeah, and then like, so all of a sudden you're like, well, that's a different plan, right? In a market that's constantly changing because Trump is constantly going to come up with something, Elon's going to drop a new tweet, and everybody in the marketplace goes back to human nature. They're just fearful. When you guys ask, like, is product management dead? Yeah, companies are thinking the same shit too. Like, is tech dead? And then you got to think about, like, no, I wake up every single day thinking I'm going to die. It's like, shit, man, this coaching business is over. And then take a look at my calendar. It's like, okay, everybody's doing calls. But like, yeah, 100%. 100%. So like, make sure you're doing everything that they don't want to do. Make sure you're talking to all the people they don't want to talk to. And you sell them on this fantasy, their dream outcome. Okay. People don't care about getting a product manager job. People care about how they feel thinking about how they feel getting a product manager job. Like, I'm a product manager. I'm going to update it on LinkedIn, and then I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to post it up on my IG. I'm going to celebrate, and it's going to be cool because I'll be working on cutting edge tech, and I'll be road mapping. And then like, yeah, 17 days later, you ever see those memes where they have like those like some like World War II European soldier? It's like before investment banking, a month after investment banking, like before you do a startup with your best friend, afterwards, it's the same thing. You're gonna take all that off of them, and they're gonna go out there and they're just gonna but this is how you want to get them to feel. You want them to go to bat for you. If otherwise, you're just gonna get friend zone where they're just like, they can do the job. 8 out of 10 people that interview for roles can do the job. They're only gonna make one offer because that's the person they're excited about. The person they're excited about is the person that got them excited. You want to know what gets them excited? Not working. That's it. Mic drop. Anything else, Mo Daddy?
Yeah, it's a good point. It goes that way, and I mean, whenever we get new people, new hires in my company, and they join the project, anyone who asks a lot of questions is like, oh my God. Um, but yeah, I can relate to what you're saying.
100%. You're jaded too. I feel it.
But so far, a lot of the people I've been talking to are recruiters, so I haven't really been able to speak to the hiring managers yet. So we'll see.
I mean, it starts off with the funnel, right? I mean, like, first things first is like, first things first is like, it's like, okay, I'm a Canadian. Can I even get, interviews, right? Like, what about my background? Well, now you're getting like recruiter screens, right? And then,
But
you're
it's
right.
all Canadian. It's all Canadian. So sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, okay. Well,
So,
still fine. I mean, I know Canadian product managers that print cash too. I mean, like Shopify is a Canadian company. Uh,
yeah, they're
BlackBerry at one point. You know, BlackBerry, I mean, they were like, you know, there were some players that had this vision of making Canada great again or for
until
what?
until uh until we became the 51st state, and then all our dreams got crushed.
What are you talking about, dude? You guys are about to be the first state,
I
dude.
know. Kidding.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I hope not. My mom's whole side of the family, my mom's whole side of the family lives there. But I mean, like, I think everything just really comes down to like a mindset. When you go in there, this is why I tell people to read the book Psychoanalytic, uh, the Cycle Cyberkinetics book, right? It's really like your mindset and what it is that you guys can go out there and accomplish. For 3 years, I talked about starting a product management bootcamp. And then like when I actually bit up the nerve to go ahead and do it, I mean, take a look at where we are now, like 8 years later, and how many people have gotten jobs into these like wild ass companies and the testimonials we put out. I'd like to go ahead and, when I'm talking to my team here and back in New York, like we've changed the life trajectory of a lot of people. I'm really proud to say that product Jim as I'm making this freaking commercial because it's about to get chopped up into shorts is make like our bank account is a direct reflection of a positive impact that we're making out there in the world. But for 3 years, myself too, I was like, I could do it, but I didn't really believe in it. And when you really believe in it, when you really are ready to go out there and take it to the next level, then like, you had to like look for that. There wasn't there wasn't a lot at the time. There was only product school. There wasn't a lot of data, and all the companies were in California, were in San Francisco. We were the ones that were like, no, we're doing it here in New York. Like we want to do it here in New York. And then when I started the marketing team out here in Asia, all over Asia, actually, people are like, oh, it can't be done. When I was like, I'm going to bring this thing over to Asia, they're like, oh, it can't be done. When we did the first meetup in London, oh, it can't be done. Every single year, it was just something about like it couldn't be done. But, at the time, 2016, what kind of made my mindset shift is if you guys want to go out there and print the biggest dollars, it's not really about your skills, it's about your mindset. Conor McGregor 2016 was like that was kind of like my idol because this business started in 2017 and he was just like if you can see it and you say it right, but I used to listen to Conor McGregor when I was like sending out these cold emails. And it just goes to show you like where there's like a will, there is like a way. One of our team members here met and fell in love with a British girl in New York. She went back to the UK and he was going to find a way to go to the UK too. And he just kept on sending DMs to England. And I was like, bro, you do know they're no longer part of the EU. And, I was giving him all this objection, right? It's like, they're not going to pay the US dollar rate. They're going to freaking like going to go ahead and like, I was like, personally, having family members that are from Hong Kong and the fact that we're a former British territory, I have my own personal views of England. Wasn't all good being part of the British Empire. Right? It's not like they're like, hey, you want to be part of like, no, they took it by force and violence, all right, against the will of our people. And he was just like, yo, Reg, I was like, oh, dude. And I was like, then I gotta go out there and fly there. And I was like, I freaking hate Heathrow. And they're like, well, it was like, but you know what? The guy was like, I'm gonna do this after my 9 to 5. Yeah, I noticed when there's a girl involved for a guy, they somehow make it happen. It was the same shit with we had another guy. Met a girl in Toronto at Rebel. And he's like, I fell in love. I was like, well, can you come back to New York so I can slap you in the face first? He's like, no, Rich, dude, you don't understand. I was like, what are you talking about? I spent my summers in Toronto. I know where Rebel is. I've been there many times. He's like, no, 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 you don't understand. He's like, that guy was like, rally. He's like, dude, man. He's like, I'll book the venue. I was like, what? The $200 an hour Canadian? I have that. And he was like, I was like, why don't you book my flight and my stay? Like, oh, Rich, you have to give it a shot. Yeah, same shit. It's like these guys, they rallied for it. They rallied for it and they like somehow got through. They somehow, some way got through. So if there's a way, you got to look for like ways to go out there and work. My biggest inspiration right now, probably by far, bar none, is like I watched this conspiracy theory video on Elon Musk and Doge. And it was just like because he made a lot of money off the Dogecoin, right? That guy had like 33 federal investigations opened for him. Mountain stack, 50 units, 50 sole apartments worth of freaking paperwork on him, right? And this guy was just thinking to himself, can't keep fighting these people. You know what? If I can somehow position myself into the White House and just defund these guys, right? And then hey, dude, it all starts with the vision, and I investigate them. Isn't it amazing that the IRS, who's was investigating Elon right now, did you guys see the post? Like Doge just gained access into the IRS. You guys see the latest tweet? SEC, you're next. You are next, baby. Guy, he doesn't need Elon Musk doesn't need Valentine's Day dinner. He's happy just eating his ice cream. Just look at these guys just go ham on these people. But you have to be going out there. You have to be a little bit crazy. Like if you're interviewing like every other product manager out there, you're gonna get the 150 to 175K. That's the truth. Why do you think the second offer is better? Is because like the second offer is when it starts clicking for people. I'm here to sell this vision of this person doing nothing. And they're like, but Rich, like, I don't know if I could do all that, even if I wanted to. And then there's some people that say, like, well, if like I don't want to do all the work, then what's the head of product going to do? 48 laws of power. Advocate for change, but never change too much. Every politician around the world has been running that playbook, and it's been working. 48 laws of power, right?
But not Trump.
Advocate for
They're
change.
going in, going guns blazing.
Well,
Trying
I
to
mean, unless you're
deadly.
Trump, I mean, you don't really have a, but he's like what, 79? I mean, if I was 79, there's no better way for me to spend the last years of my life to just going,
Everything up.
dude, just
You
like,
need, we need to see you come to Toronto, dude. I know right now you're in Korea, trying to set things up in Asia, but on your way back to the US for a visit, you need to drop by.
my mom's half of the family is all there. I mean, she's there like 5 times a year. I think she spends more time there than she probably spends in LA, except for during the cold months. But like, yeah, dude, I have no like. The thing is, what I noticed with everybody coming into these calls, we've been hosting these calls now live for 40 some days. Enrollments have freaking shot up. Placements have freaking shot up. People interview numbers compared to 2023 was at an all-time high, especially in January when we're running like two back-to-back sessions every 12 hours. That thing freaking A took the life out of me. Thank God for the massage chair. Freaking but like, it just really goes to show you that your competition my competition is seeing what I'm doing right now, and they're still analyzing. Like, if I saw this shit right now, if my team and I here in Asia, we saw this shit right now, we would have just done it in 24 hours. Like that podcast that we dropped looks like the freaking all in podcast, right? We literally just hacked the title, everything. We're just gonna go out there, do what Asian people do best, copy. We copy it 3, 4, 5, 6, 17 times, and then we innovate, right? That thumbnail, they do their thumbnail like that. We do our thumbnail like that. Okay, that freaking Seoul apartment tour, I filmed that thing all myself. I took a look at like, okay, all these people that did like 1 million views, they had this shot. I had the iPhone right here. I set the timer to 5 seconds. I stand back, all right, and then boom, like the next one is just like day in the life of a coach. I noticed like all my competitors' thumbnails. I don't know why they're all doing deadlifts at a gym. So I'm gonna load it up, 3 plates on each side. I'm not actually gonna, I'm not as young as I was back in the days, but I'm gonna stand back, wait 5 seconds, click that, and I'm just gonna wait. I was like, dude, we don't need to hire all these like freaking like raunchy people. Like, dude, just go out there and get it. This guy right here just to show you guys how freaking hungry the market is for work out here in this side of the world. It's amazing. That dude, Prasun, this guy made a whole post. I didn't respond to his message. He just posted up publicly on his feed, like, yo, Rich, call me, man. And he made another two more posts. And I was like, yo, I was like, I have a lot of shit out right now. I was like, I'm gonna get back to you, but he made a whole video. Yo, he's like, it's clear you
Wow.
watch my shit. He's like, Rich, I want to help you print cash. I will help you live your best life. I was like, damn. Yeah, that guy's been posting. That guy's been posting like crazy. He's just like, I, I noticed everybody that he wants to work with, he'll just call them out. We created this for you. Like, that's what people want to see right now, right? Instead of like, let's just make it everything. Let's just people love this idea of like, oh, he go. He even went after my competitor too, Nancy. You know what I know these yeah, this guy right here. You know what I love about the people out here? They always ask me this, the Asian vendors, they're like, who are your biggest competitors? And I was like, these people, so I can get inspiration. And then I see them posting up shit for those people. They're all like, all right, we can go after them. But he's calling me out. This was 6 days ago. He posted like another thing about me too. So like, you know, they're going after it because the dollar goes so far here and the currency across the region has already been depreciated. So, like, what I want to just go out there and tell y'all is it really is a mindset issue. Uh, I feel the same way you guys feel probably most of the time. I'm on a call too. I'm getting yelled at by some guy. So, this is what you guys gotta do. You guys want to go out there and do like when he's like have you guys ever thought about doing $1 million a month? And I thought about that number. I was like, holy shit, never even thought about that. He's like, 1,000,000,000.00. Damn, I never really thought about that. I never really thought about that. And this is actually where I started seeing it. I was like, well, if you never thought about doing $1 million a month, how would you do $1 million a month? I mean, would you want to do $1 million? Hell yeah, I want to do $1 million. You know what I could do with that kind of money? Hell yeah. $1 million a month. So you guys got to think about this. Like, you're not here. Make the goal so much more exciting. Like, if I was doing this right now and it was just like, oh, I'm trying to get like we're trying to hit enrollment numbers. It's like, nah, we're building up this thing where he was just like, our call's like, you guys want to get on Netflix because this is actually where this is Avengers Endgame right now. Is you're on Netflix like dude, Culinary Wars, all those chefs, John, their restaurants got booked
Yeah,
out next six
yeah,
months.
yeah,
Can't be I can't even get in there. Not to say like I'm anybody special here, right? I can't even get in. There's like a 2-3 hour wait every single day. That guy that the Napoli Mafia guy,
yeah.
Jesus, that guy dude. People say the economy's but that guy's smiling ear to ear, baby. Just out there whipping up risotto every single day.
Yeah.
Everybody that I know that went there says that it's amateur, but like, I mean, says like it's not like life changing. It's like not bad. It's not life changing, but people do it now for the flex. That's what Coat
Mm.
realized. People don't spend money on food to eat. They're spending money on an experience. You guys are not selling, I'm here to be another product manager. You guys are selling them the dream of not working. That's what they want. They want to go skiing, snowboarding, fly fishing, duck hunting, movie watching. They want to go ahead. Like I'm telling you, I know a girl out here right now, and I've actually met a few people that have a personal brand. The interviews they went on, the whole interview was about like, how did you grow your personal brand? That's what everybody is freaking obsessed with right now. I mean, I'm doing it for the longest time. I kept my life really private, and I was like, hang on, you know, airing out all of our coaching calls is one thing. Telling like where I live, like I kept that shit under wraps even in New York for the longest time. And then I was like looking back at it, shit, I should have flexed out that Eugene apartment way more. Do the opposite of everything that you think and think the opposite of it. If you don't think that they actually have, that's actually why like all these companies that like they're hiring for product managers that and they're making styrofoam, people are thinking like there's no money in that. It's like, no, that's actually where they have the most money because unlike tech, they weren't spending money in all the wrong places. They have so many dollars. When we post up like this company is hiring for a product manager and people's never heard of them and they're like, oh, it's like some 150-year-old company. Those are the people, they're not printing cash. They got gold bricks underneath their mattress. They got gold bricks. You sell them on the dream. So, dream outcome, folks. That's what my boss told me very early on. We don't sell resumes here, folks. We're here to sell dreams. Nobody wants to be a product manager anymore. No. That's why our slogan is we're here to launch 500 tech influencers this year. Like, oh, tech YouTuber, okay, in our racket and product manager influencer and product management YouTuber, how to has been the most searched topics. Okay. The only thing that beat them the last 30 days was looking for criminal defense attorneys in Washington, D.C. You saw Elon's tweet. He's like, you can't make this shit up. Criminal search for criminal defense attorneys, best criminal defense attorneys, and tax fraud in Washington, D.C. just shot up. All of those politicians are about to get audited. I can't wait. So, like, let's get this job. Let's go out there, blow up all your personal brands. Everybody go to the gym. You guys are about to be on camera. I stopped myself from getting 2 buckets of Korean fried chicken last night. I only did a small plate, as you guys saw. My trainer was like, if you really have to do it, just get the takangsan, the half portion. He was like, you really have to know I'm freaking starving out here. So get the half portion. You're about to be on. He's like, yo, summer, man. You're about to be really on camera. It's like, oh gosh. All right. That's all I got for you kids today. Let's go. Happy Valentine's Day from Korea. Happy Valentine's Day from Korea for the